So Matt, we have a concern that after your anti-doping, the team may be stripped of the win.
Not a chance. I double-checked with WADA on the website that my antibiotics from the other weekend, it flies.
Because you've been real sick.
Yeah, real sick. So I double-checked before I let them give me anything, just in case.
What about all the other stuff last night?
Nothing last night. I had a chill. Like last night was.
So Waxer, these boys filled us in on the blow by blow. But what are some of your memories and highlights from the race?
I saw Eddie have the biggest crash I've seen him have in a while. Like to the point I was like, do I stop? Do I not? And then I see him like come to rest on the ground. He shuffling to get up. I'm like, he's good. Keep going. So it was an unreal day with the boys. It was actually so sick.
And you're the man for fucking the horsepower stages.
Yeah, even just trying to keep the boys in check, you know. I feel like on the first stage they may have gone a bit overzealous, and that's why they were having hugies. So I just took the reins on stage 2, gave it heaps of beans, and then let Eddie rip at the bottom, and yeah, she went well. Yeah.
Good one. All right, boys. World fucking champions. It has a ring to it.
Oh, it's got a good ring to it, doesn't it? The All Blacks are out in force.
America's Cup, Enduro, Kiwis are taking it all.
Yeah. No.
Enduro is really a Kiwi sport because when the going gets tough, the Kiwis get going. So
Wax is in anti-doping right now, so hopefully you guys pass so we can keep this award. But some stories in the day, Eddie. I think you set out first, but you were last when you came past us.
Yeah, so What's
the tactic going into
like our tactic for stage 1?
Run them through stage 1.
Our first tactic with stage 1 was Charlie was going to lead up until the road, and I was going to take over and ride the Nelson section.
Yeah.
And Charlie managed to have a bit of an encounter with a big tree, which put him on the deck. So then all of a sudden, and I was in a zen-like trance at that point, just following his wheel. So I was thrown into the driver's seat, and then.
So you don't check if he's okay. You just keep trucking.
Nah. Go.
I was just on the ground going, go, go, go.
Yeah. And then about 3-4 minutes later, I managed to clip a pedal at high speed and was just careering off down this bank upside down like, oh, this is a huge crash.
So Eddie was leading. I just caught back up to the train.
Where was Wax at this point?
He was in the middle.
Second.
Oh, yeah.
So Waxer was in the middle the whole time. And then, so I just caught back up to the train after my crash.
Big effort.
Yeah, pretty big effort, but it was good because I could see Waxer and I caught him. And then I came around a corner and I just see an orange fork in the trees. And it's Eddie. Eddie's just done a front flip into this trees. So he's
this is what, like 8 minutes in or something?
Yeah, we're about 7 minutes in.
Something like that, yeah.
Just before the climb. So
Eddie was gone and we just were like, fuck, well, I hope he's all right. Me and Waxer kept going and we were shouting at each other. And because when I crashed in the tree, all the sweat pushed out of my pads into my goggles.
Yeah.
So I couldn't see anything. So I took my goggles off and put them on my right hand.
Yeah.
But then they were shifting the gears. They were shifting the electronic gears.
Because they were swinging and
they were swinging.
Their axes.
So I rode the next 2 minutes with my gears shifting everywhere. Eddie's still nowhere to be seen. And then I try and pass Wax on the road, but I had to also try and pass him no-handed while I was getting the goggles from one end to the other so that they wouldn't be on the gears.
But then we were banging your reverb up and down.
No, they weren't too bad on the dropper.
Okay, yeah.
At this point, I've managed to get my bike up the bank and my back wheel's locked up because I've broken some spokes, and I just forced it, and then it just managed to break the spoke.
This is all just stage 1.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
But I'm hustling.
Because you caught back up to them by the time we were with you, so that's
yeah. So I just did a massive shift at the bottom. But I'd seriously bent my crank.
In the crash or pit? Or
in the crash.
Yeah. It was fucking twisted.
Yeah, so I had an elliptical pedal for the next 2 stages. Yeah.
He had to take the chain guide off because every time he was pedaling, it would sound like a bird was dying. It was like squawk, squawk.
So you had to do this at the bottom of stage 1.
Yeah. And then we were just chilling for stage 2 because all this stuff had gone wrong.
Stage 2 claimed a lot of wheels and tires and people.
So we were
so smooth, and
so then we just did our game plan. Waxer did the whole of roller coaster, and then when we got to the church, I took over and rallied the bottom.
You took another short line, by the way, but we'll let you off that one.
What, around the outside of the bottom?
Now, where all the big crowd was, you do the outside and guys stay tight left over the road.
Yeah, we went up and looked at it, man.
Oh, you did? Okay, good.
I think it's the same speed, and you're so fucked right there.
It is the same speed. We've watched people train it.
There was a Norwegian guy that absolutely won that section.
Anyway,
Yeah.
It's not about winning the section.
you're a dickhead, Sven.
Thank you.
I don't think we won any sections today, but we just kept it rolling.
That's ideal. That's how it is. That's how you win it.
Anyway, so stage 3 was just a shit stage. I had a little crash following Chaz.
I was
lost
doing
a bit
some
of time.
very dusty bike riding at the
Yeah, I was
top.
about to say, like, that's the stage. I noticed other teams must have known about the dust, and they took a conscious decision to do almost singles on that stage.
Well, I mean,
Well-
dusty as in shit riding, but, but
And
it
then-
was also dusty.
Yeah.
We had this secret weapon, which was called Charlie Murray for stage 4, and we were going to release him to the wild.
Is that on the like awkward, tight, janky stage, right?
Yeah, and he just
The
literally
flat one.
pedaled over every rock on the stage, and we went 1, 2, 3 on the stage.
Yeah. And tell me about the pit stop. How much time did you have, and what did you get
Not
done?
long. We had about 20 minutes.
So I got 2 new spokes and a new set of cranks, new set of pedals.
In 20 minutes.
And we had a trophy pesto waiting for us.
Yeah. Trophy pesto,
Trophy pesto
some
and
aqua,
Coke and some water.
proper Italian lunch.
Yeah.
And
Wax got a new derailleur at lunch too.
at stage 5 and 6? Stage 5?
Stage 5. So yeah, we did 4, had a good one on 4, and then we were kind of comfy, like we had a buffer.
So
but
yeah,
then
at
we
that
were.
point you check times and you know you're in the driver's seat.
Greg
Yeah.
Callahan loves a bit of time checking.
Yeah, he loves it.
So we knew we had quite a buffer, and then Wax said he was feeling quite tired because we were going to shift. We were going to do a 2-part.
plan- Yeah.
So then we just decided that I was just going to do the whole of DHVN and not take any significant risks.
Yeah.
Which is interesting that they chose me for that job.
They were. I mean,
But
I was the plan was always that like I'd do,
he was
I'd do
gonna
some on the
bury
first
himself
one,
on 4.
and then bury myself on 4,
But burying
And then
yourself on
I'm-
4, is that just to get more time or to...
just to get a good time for all
Yeah.
3 of us.
Ah, okay.
So like, it's really easy.
So how do they vote you as the jank rider?
Because I always like shit tracks, and
was
I do
like-
well on the shit tracks. So it was a shit.
and like,
You do, actually.
even I was thinking about it because I was like, oh, how I would have raced that. Like, I was really having to give it to stay on the train when we were like near the bottom, and I maybe would have backed off and just like kind of chilled, but like we were really pushing, and like obviously nailed that stage, so the tactic worked perfectly.
So does that, do you learn something as a takeaway from this?
You learn heaps from riding
Yeah,
behind
yes
these
and
guys.
no, yeah. Like,
You learn heaps, but then you never ride behind someone in a race, so it's
no,
like
and also, but like when you're leading, it's like you're making decisions on the fly. But if you're like 1 second back, you've got a 2-second lead into making that decision.
Yeah.
So like, whereas
Helps,
if I
for
see
sure.
someone, if I'm in second, I see someone case a rock, then I won't case it because I'll just jump a little bit further. And then I don't have to do the like
Thinking.
ninja crank out.
Yeah. And then,
that
like,
was always the plan was that.
but as a format, it's a fucking great, fun
It's a great
week
format.
and a good, as a season
It
finale
will be
kind
a
of thing.
real shame if they get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that means we'll die world champions of the Trophy of Nations.
Yeah, you'll have the rainbow. Hey, that means tattoo time, boys.
Pardon?
Oh, it's
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
got a new.
tattoos.
I got a.
I said,
I got the grotesque.
you got the grotesque. You got a grotesque tattoo. That's the house bar. That's brilliant. They must be
It came up really good.
I saw you had some cling foil in your Insta stories. I saw cling foil. I'm
Yeah, I
like,
didn't really know what to do about today, so I was like, I'll just run it.
dude, that's awesome.
The
And it-
grotesque guy was like, no! And I was like, is that bad or good? I was like, hopefully it's not like an unwritten thing. And he was stoked. He was like showing all his mates.
More free fucking drinks.
But then one of the Italian girls was like, "Why?"
Why?
What else? He was like,
And then last
it's a
thing,
bad place to hang out.
if you
wanna
could
be
like,
good boys.
if you could tweak this format to maybe make it even better, maybe
Individually, team pursuit.
maybe let some of the guys that like lost at Team Rider finish the race still because they put in all the hard work. I don't know, like
And,
Just finish unranked.
finish unranked. Yeah, just let you ride the day,
and
right?
I think it'd be cool if it was a team pursuit where,
When the clock starts when the first rider's in, and
and it stops when the
It
last rider
really
crosses.
encourages that like train, and that's what's so fun. When you're riding with your mates, when you're following someone, that's always when you're having fun. So I reckon it's
yeah.
We talked serious tactics. We went like seriously down the
went
rabbit
too
hole,
deep.
and I was like, let's just like rein it in. Like the whole ethos behind the event is team. So like, either you ride as individuals or you ride as a team. We just need to make that call, and we were like, we'll ride as a team, but we'll do a couple of little changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So like, the plan was always to be in a tight train, crossing the line.
And that's Pivot and Specialized and Morgan making it a clean sweep for Pivot as well, taking the women's in France.
Oh yeah.
How good?
It was quite funny. We were starting behind France all day, and they would like mixing up their tactics, like leaving a gap of like 30 seconds and then trying to catch up and different stuff. But the only stage we weren't together was stage 3 that was like 800 meters long. So we were just always just in a group, and it worked pretty well.
And what would Matt Walker say if he wasn't at anti-doping right now? What would he add to this little discussion?
He would say, big mana out of the boys.
He was impressed with some mana. He put in some mana on stage 2.
Yeah. We're just like, when you're leading, there's like a lot of pressure
to not fuck it up.
No, that you think.
Like leading the train.
When you're leading the train, there's a lot of pressure because you think they're sitting on your wheel easily.
Yeah.
But they're not. Like it's like really.
Following is also really hard.
Yeah.
For some reason you think, oh, this is gonna be easy, but then you're just fighting to stay there. But it
you
does
guys,
help a little bit.
You guys are a good match because you guys are all in the top 10 and the top 15 all the races, so your pace is pretty close.
Yeah, and I was like, when we were coming into like because we had wax for all the pedally stuff on stage 2.
So you have the I'm not gonna call wax fat, but you have the biggest dude leading all the pedal stages.
Yeah, but he's
just stage 2 pedal.
Yeah. But so like
it carries momentum.
His power.
And it's just,
and he's got such good.
Roller coaster.
Yeah, he was
He
like.
would win any chainless race in the world, wouldn't he?
Mate, you're talking to the guy who won the shortest stage in the EWS history, man. Oh, come on, like Colombia. Colombia.
Colombia. Oh wait, which one was that?
The one in the paddock? It was a grassy
paddock. Oh, the grassy paddock.
Yeah, come on, dude. Iconic stage win. No, Wax is very. He said he was saying that he doesn't have the commitment as that we do, riding blind. And I said, well, you're the only one who's actually clean.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So. I think me and Charlie give our lives into the hands of the enduro.
Here it comes, Waxer! Waxer! Look, come here 1 second. Waxer! No, they're calling you a podium. It's not going to happen for 9 minutes. You got 9 minutes. Nice one, thank you.